hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you're drinking next week. I don't even know what beer we're drinking tonight. It's a wild card.
Well, we've been gone for a few weeks, and you bought all those delis, so we're just kind of...
Yeah.
We got to get our dancing feet back under us here.
I do not. My dancing feet are just fine. Dude, you hear this song, right?
Yeah. You saw it live.
I did.
How was that?
Got to see it live, and Taylor doesn't tour a lot these days.
Yeah, because he's in the lab just straight churning out hits for everybody else.
That's essentially right.
Yeah.
The way you just described it is accurate. Yeah, so he doesn't tour with his music that often. And got to see him play this. It was actually, so I was at the Oceans Calling Festival.
Yeah, so did y'all leave Thursday morning or Wednesday night? How did that go?
Thursday morning. We were going to leave Wednesday night.
So did you stop over in Nova and see him? When was he, how'd that work out?
So I found out that he was opening for this dude, Stephen Kellogg.
Oh, I've heard of that guy.
At a bar in Ocean City.
Oh, so it was in Ocean City.
On Thursday night.
Oh,
so I was
snap.
like, we got to get our ass.
You were going to be there anyway.
Up there, yeah. So
but then you could be like, Taylor, look what I did for you. I came all the way up here just for your show.
So I actually...
Hold on, what's going on tomorrow? Oh, I might just hang out and see. And
might stick around for that. Yeah, I literally never even told him I was coming and bought...
Oh, wow.
And got tickets for everyone in our crew.
That's awesome. I bet he appreciated that.
He did, dude. He was over the moon. So, I showed up and I was like, hey, man, are you at Crawl Street Tavern? Texted him once I got in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am. How'd you know? And I was like, because I'm looking for you and I don't see you. I just wanted to make sure you were here. He's like, but I'm in Ocean City at Crawl Street. I was like, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm here. He's like, wait, no, you're not. He's like, hold on. All of a sudden, you see him pop out of the back.
I thought you were gonna wait till he just was on stage, mid song, and look out in the crowd and be like,
you never know if anyone can see you in a crowd, though.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should probably tell him. And he came over and he was like, any songs you want to hear tonight? And I was like, Taylor, I don't want to mess with your set list.
Yeah.
I was like, I've got my favorites. And he goes, well, don't worry. I'm playing the intro tonight. I'm playing Moonshiner.
Nice.
I was like, hell yeah.
Nice.
So that was actually pretty sweet, man. Got to...
I shared his song. I posted on Facebook. I don't even remember, years and years ago, that he did with a violinist solving puzzles. And every year on Facebook, I share that because it's my favorite version of that song because I just think the violin is just a gorgeous addition to it.
It's a live version?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just him and her in his living room,
Oh, I know the one you're talking
turning
about.
it out.
I know exactly the one you're talking about. Yes, it was
Did
good
he
to
play
see.
solving puzzles or no?
No, but he did play a lot. They had given him an hour.
Because last time he was here, I mentioned, where I was texting with him, I mentioned how much that song, I like that song. He's like, yeah, I need to learn that one again. I'm like, wait, what? He's just got so many
That's the
good
truth,
songs.
though. He has so many songs that he, honest to God,
and
forgets
he's
them.
just steady making music. So it's kind of
He is. But then that night, he was like, I got through most of the songs that I wanted to play. And he's like, I still got some time. So he's like, let me see if I can guess. And he started pulling some oldie but goodies out.
Nice.
It was sick. It was definitely cool. Got to hang with him. I would say I partied with him, but
he doesn't party.
I partied around him. Is probably a more accurate description of how that went down.
Would the rest of the crew think they have a good time?
Yeah, they were blown away. But they all know Taylor.
Oh, okay.
They've all listened to Taylor.
Yeah.
We all came up listening to Taylor. So that was cool. But then he came back by our house after.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So got to hang out and see the absolute shit show that is people who've just sat through the first two shows of Party Weekend away from
first night of Party Weekend. Oh, that's
first night. So everybody's
first one's the worst one.
It is. So he came over and girls were putting glitter in their hair, streamers in their hair and all kinds of shit. And he was like, what the hell?
They were getting festivaled up.
Getting festied out.
Oh, yeah, because if y'all got there Thursday, that was a 4-night, throwdown you guys had. That's not 1 or 2 nights like a typical, weekend. That was a full-on...
No.
get after it style weekend.
And typically you would think that there would be a Wednesday party because you don't have to work on Thursday.
Yeah.
But I was in a cleanse.
Oh, that's right. You were doing your Monday through Wednesday cleanse.
Got to do a festival cleanse. Got to get shredded.
That's
and then
right.
we get there and it's fucking freezing.
I was gonna say I noticed
Not a shirt.
I
not
noticed the
not
shirt
once.
and jacket. Most pictures, like
Not once did a shirt come off. We were not.
it must have been really cold because I know you wanted to do it.
All I needed was enough sun, and then
Did the sun even come out?
on Sunday the sun came out, and it was actually like kind of warm. But at that point, what's the point? I've been drinking and eating for
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
You know, it was.
You've undone the cleanse.
I've undone the cleanse completely. I'm on the other side of it. You know, that's a Friday move.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
show up and you're like, no, I'm totally shredded for an
Yeah,
old
yeah.
guy. But by Sunday, just like everyone else,
Yep. Yep.
you've lost the shred. It was awesome though.
So the pictures looked awesome. How was it? Obviously, it was awesome.
So I've been to a lot of festivals.
Yeah, you
I've
have.
been to a lot of festivals. I've been to, I mean, if you go all the way back, we're talking like Lollapaloozas, HF festivals. I mean, who we got? Bonnaroo,
Yeah,
Fireflies, Bourbon and Beyond,
yeah.
Tibetan Freedom Festivals, Virgin Festivals.
Fire festival.
Never went to Fire. Never went to Fire.
Yeah, no one did.
And I'm probably forgetting a dozen more.
Yeah, well, a lot of those are repeats. You've done more than once.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. So I've been to a lot, and it's hard to really make any of them stand out.
Well, I mean, I would assume I've seen a lot of live music, and I've seen, not festivals, not multi-day festivals, but like actually I have. I've been to Floyd Fest and
Well, there you
worked
go.
it, but like they're all so different
They are, but
because like the venue is like part of the experience. Like it's not just the bands; it's the weather. Like because you would have had a different experience if the sun had been out for 4 days and it had been 85 degrees. Like
yeah, it wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot.
Yeah.
It was like in the 60s.
probably great weather, honestly.
Honestly, in the end, it's
No
fine.
sunburn, like
But you have like light rain.
Yeah.
And then one day we had like a downpour for an hour, like a fucking downpour. But you just power through.
Yeah.
And do what you got to do. But all festivals, the way it works, you find a big open area of land where you can put 50,000 tents and then
which
move.
Ocean City isn't a big open area of land.
It is not. So
Yeah.
you don't have any tents. People have to commute into it from wherever they are. But the thing about festivals is every festival you go to, they have to build the cool.
Yeah.
They have to put, here's this cool hang area, and we've got all these things to keep you entertained. And then here's this cool hang area. But a festival in Ocean City does not need it. You don't need to build any of that
Because the infrastructure's there.
They
Because there's already the bars on the boardwalk and the shops on the boardwalk.
And they
the-
blocked that off. So you could not get into the boardwalk unless you were in the festival.
That's pretty cool.
So those 10 some blocks, whatever it is, probably more than that,
Yeah.
is all completely blocked off. And all of like the carnival games and all the rides, with the exception of the slingshot, were free.
Oh, wow.
Just open. Like you can do whatever
Yeah.
you want. So people are jumping on rides and hanging out like that's
How were the stages oriented? Like facing back towards the boardwalk?
So you have a amusement park in the center, and then enough room from that amusement park all the way down the beach, one stage. Then that
So
fills.
perpendicular to the water.
Yeah, yeah, and then
And there's two
all the way
stages.
on the other side.
Facing each other,
Yes, but
but
there's
10 blocks in between them.
with a full amusement park in between
Yeah.
that, so you can get all 50 to 70,000 people on one end if you had to, and then they can all go to the other end.
Yeah.
So that was wild, like the schlubs.
But it was in the sand, like on the beach.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
which is super cool.
Yeah. Better than some concrete or asphalt hellscape.
There is some concrete on one end. There was like a lot of parking lot type area, but screw that.
Yeah.
You're a plebe in that. You want
Yeah.
to be in the sand. But the sand makes for
Tough walking.
real tough walking. So the trick is you come straight out, boardwalk it,
Yeah, and then jump on the beach.
cut back in. And the real trick is have VIP.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you have 70,000 people all trying to vie for sand space, and it's just
Yeah.
it's real difficult to find
What percentage do you think were VIP? 10%? 5%?
It's got to be like 5 at tops.
Nice.
It's pretty exclusive because
Yeah.
you're able to get in. You're right at the stage.
Nice.
It was.
And you had room to breathe. Like it wasn't.
If you really wanted to, you could go all the way to the back of VIP and have tons of room, which is exactly 10 yards in front of the people who crammed their way to the front
Yeah.
of the crowd.
Yeah.
So it's the way to go.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. It was phenomenal. In fact, VIP became such a commodity to try to see that stuff. And we had our group was like some had VIP and some did not.
Ooh.
And during the day, that's not really a problem because you still have reception.
Yeah.
70,000 people end up in one spot. Reception's over.
Yeah.
There's no reception.
I know logistics usually they will actually bring in portable towers to help with that.
They had them everywhere.
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. So once the sun goes down, you're never finding somebody because they could be all the way down there, all the way down here, or anywhere in between.
They could be 35 feet from you.
You wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't know.
I lost my wife on the last night. I lost everybody on the last night.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was flying solo. But I found him eventually. But so, like, VIP was like the thing to have, but it really created a rift in our group.
Did it include any drinks or anything?
Free water.
That's something.
Dude, it is when you're paying $5 for liquid death out here or waiting in hydration lines.
Yeah.
And you go into VIP, and with every beer, you just grab a liquid death.
Yeah.
Throw
Oh,
it in
liquid deaths, too.
Yeah,
I've
tall
never
boys.
had one of those. How are they?
Tastes like
I
water.
mean, it's just water, yeah.
But it's super cold.
But it looks cool.
Looks super cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you put it in your giant koozie. Now no one knows you don't have a drink in your hand.
Yep.
You know? So you get away with a lot. But yeah, it was sweet. And then on,
So it caused a riff, huh?
Caused a
Kind of
big
cut you off.
it caused a big rift.
There were the haves and the have-nots.
Unfortunately, there was, and we couldn't get to them.
But was there contention?
No, but like, say somebody decides they're going to go get some food, and then they try to find their way back to the other people in G-pop. Like, G-pop's so big,
Yeah.
you're never going to find them. So you might be like, now the rest of the day you're out and about. Now it's not hard to make friends.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a festival, but it definitely created some of that. And so, but on the first day, I'm up in there in VIP, and I run into Drum Come Jimmy the Fisherman.
And you didn't know he was going?
No, so I run into Jimmy the Fisherman, and he's like, yeah, my wife couldn't make it. Like, we had like a family emergency.
DCJ. That's what we that's what we should. We said Jimmy the Fisherman.
That would have been a good name.
DCJ would have been a great nickname.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But so he ended up, he was like, yeah, my wife couldn't come. So I've got an extra VIP band.
Oh, snap.
He's like, if you know anyone who wants it, and he's like, a couple shekels, and
Yeah.
I could come off of it. I was like, all right, like let me go back, and I ran into to Screen Door Mortgage Jimmy.
Yeah.
If you need a mortgage, reach out to Screen Door Mortgage.
Yeah.
Jimmy will take care of you. He's in a much better mood now that we raised him out of G-pop. So I was talking.
So
to
he
him.
got the VIP pass, huh?
Yeah, he knows the dude too. And
Yeah.
so I was like,
Did you broker?
I kind of brokered it. Yeah, I was like, all right, let me see what I can do. So like Jimmy was like, I definitely want it, and I was like, well, how much you willing to pay? And had to do.
What's the like? Do you want to bring numbers into it? Because I'm curious, like, what was the price and what was Drum Come Jimmy asking, and where did they meet in the middle? Obviously, he's probably willing to
I think
cut
it
a
was-
friendly deal, but also he's probably like, shit, I'd like to make this money back that I already shellacked
I think
out.
he would. I think it's like $300 for a general admission ticket and like $900 for a VIP ticket.
Yeah, so I mean, you're
There's a
looking at
$600
$600
difference.
Yeah,
But Screen Door's already in $300.
Yeah.
Jimmy's already in. So it's like he doesn't want to spend.
$600 more.
He's not going to give him $900.
Yeah.
He's already $300 in. So it ended up costing him $150 in a White Claw.
That's a hell of a deal, dude.
That was the negotiation that went down.
Did you play parts in that, or was that just?
Jimmy said, I'll give him $100. See if you can broker it. I said, he's willing to offer you $100. And he said, no.
Yeah.
150 in a White Claw. I said, that seems fair.
I'm guessing Drum Come Jimmy doesn't do a lot of negotiations in his day-to-day life, because That
No.
is awful tactics.
It was a horrible tactic. I love that he threw the White Claw in
Yeah.
there. And the beauty was White Claws in there are $15.
Yeah.
But we had a house that was situated. When I'm telling you it's 1 block from the venue, I'm not kidding. It's
Yeah, I saw the
1
picture. Your
block.
Be Real, like you were standing at the front door looking down the street and you could see it right there.
If I was standing on my deck and I just tilted my head out so I could look around the buildings,
100 yards, 150 yards.
yeah, and then there's the stage, like right there. And
Did you have to go around your ass and your elbow to get to the stage though? Was it like,
you would think. But if you just come out of our house and go to the other street and then go up 1 block, that was the entrance.
that's the entrance? Nice.
So the location was ridiculous. I mean, you could literally leave and come back, have lunch, grab a beer, walk back in, and it would take 15 minutes out of your time.
That would have been my play. I would have been like,
People were like, well, how much is this fucking place?
VIP, drink a bunch of drinks, go see a show, have some Liquid Deaths, go back home, have a couple drinks, go see some show, have a couple Liquid Deaths.
I can tell you this, there was
Obviously buy a drink or two in there, but like you wouldn't have to like do 90% of your drinking at the
you don't have to if you don't
Yeah.
want to. And so they do the Disney trick. They give you a bracelet and then you
Genius.
tie a credit card to it.
not real money.
Not real money. Dink.
Yep.
Dink. All day long. You're just dropping your wrist on it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, of course I'll tip you. Least I could do.
Hey, I'm going up there. Do you want me to buy you a beer or 4?
And that happens.
Bam.
That happens. People will be like, hey, I'm going up there. Like, you need a beer? Yeah, sure. Bring me a beer. So knowing all that kind of
What's
shit
a
is
beer
happening,
cost there if a damn White Claw is $15?
they're all $15.
Like just a 16-ounce can of beer.
24-ounce can of beer.
So basically 2 beers is $15.
Yeah, so you're looking at $7.50 a beer. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not the worst. It's not good.
No, it's not. You're not going to convince anyone that's good, but
Not good. I got a text from a buddy tonight, and he was at a store, and they had 24-ounce ultras, and they were $3. And he was like, oh, I feel like I need to buy them all. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to pick them up.
yeah.
But yeah, that house location was perfect. And I was catching flack. People were like, how much do I owe you for the house? I'm like, trust me. Like, I got the closest house that I could find.
Yeah.
This is the good one. But the other selling point that was amazing is you can't buy beer in Ocean City like you in Maryland.
Oh,
you have
yeah,
to go
gotta
to a package store.
Yeah.
And when you're looking on our deck, you're looking directly out at a package store glory hole.
Nice.
It's literally a building with a hole in the wall, and the dude sells beer
Where they
out
suck
of it.
your...
Yes.
For the beer.
You suck their beers. You suck their beers. But that's all it is. It's a
It's
walk
like a
up.
walk-by convenience
There's
store.
nothing to go into.
Nice.
Literally just a guy. He lives upstairs. He got a license, cut a hole in the wall in the basement. The basement's just where he sells beer out of.
That's pretty genius business model because you don't have people
Absolutely.
in your shit. There's no theft. Like,
Yeah, at 1:30 every night, he shut the window.
yeah.
He went upstairs, went to sleep. 11 a.m. he opened
Could you
the
walk
window.
around and drink, or did you have to be in the festival to drink?
I mean, legally, you have to be in the festival to drink, but it didn't stop.
But yeah, the
anybody.
cops aren't fussing with that.
We literally, one night, we were walking out, and dude just walked out with the beer, and he was like, oh, shit, I don't think I'm supposed to have this. And I was like, well, you were just talking to the guy who should have told you no.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But so I spent on my dinks, I looked at my I looked at my credit cards, and it was like $860 in beer over the course of 3 days.
4 days. Or no, I guess you didn't go in there.
Friday,
till
Saturday, Sunday. So now somewhere in there was some merchandise. Now, and then it could also include food.
Yeah.
But so that averages how much in a day?
That's $286.66 a day.
Okay. Now keep in mind that includes food.
Honestly, for you, that's not the worst.
Here's the crazy part. Oh, and some of the time my wife's buying her own beer. Sometimes I'm buying her beer. Sometimes so it's just that number has a lot of variables going into it. But I looked at the days, like how much beer was purchased in a day. And on Saturday, I only spent like $56 on beer. So all the rest of that money was spent on Friday and Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I figured out why. On Saturday,
Well, 286 divided by 15 is only 19 drinks. So like,
Those are tall boys.
yeah, but if you're buying for multiple people too, like,
Yeah, you might be. So
Yeah.
like it all kind of, and like I said, food's in
well, and
there.
if you're 286 divided by 15 is 19. So like, back out $100 for food, you know, and I mean,
maybe not though. I don't know. The food.
when you're at a festival though, like it ain't hard to go through some drinks if you're there for 10, 12, 14 hours.
It's actually super easy.
Yeah.
But I noticed that I only spent like $56 or $60 on Saturday. And the difference was I went into the festival on Saturday. I went and saw this band, Virginia Coalition, that I love. It went on at 12:30. Checked them out. Left. Went back home. Made myself a big old sandwich.
Yeah.
And got pissed.
Yeah.
Like just on the beer that I already had. Went over to the Glory Hole. Got some beer.
Yeah.
Just drank there, hung out at the house until I had a good buzz on, rolled back in at like 4 or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like real easy not to drink a ton. I saved a fortune.
If you're mixing in the free liquid death too, and you're going like tall beer to tall liquid death to tall beer, and you just maintain a buzz and you never get over.
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps. Dude, I on one of the days went and got some food out on the beach. So went out into Gen Pop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God knows
They
where.
have food trucks and tents and all that stuff.
It's just vendor after vendor after
Yeah,
vendor
yeah.
after vendor, like from the boardwalk to the beach, like, and then down this boardwalk and everywhere. And I went staggering out with my wife, got some food, and she's like, let's go out here. And like, we walked out into the sand, and she was like, let's just sit here. And so we sat down and we ate. And I left, and we went back to VIP. When I get into VIP, I'm like, oh man, I look for my phone.
Oh no.
I lost my phone, like somewhere
In the
between
sea of
the sea of
people.
humanity.
Yeah.
And my phone, I put one of those little like stick-em wallet things on it. So
Yeah,
it's got my
it's got
ID,
credit card,
credit cards,
yeah.
everything.
Oh, because you were wearing like jogging pants or something.
I was literally in a tracksuit that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
A beautiful Adidas tracksuit.
He looked like
Head to
Jason
toe.
Sudeikis.
Yeah. I mean, that was my move.
Yeah.
Figured it's cold out. It's tracksuit weather.
Yeah.
But so lost my phone. And I was like, hey baby, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go find my phone. So like walked back out through the sea of humanity, turned where I thought I should be, headed out to the beach and just walked around for a while. And I was like, yeah, I'm not finding this. I'm like looking for like trash cans as landmarks and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But there's people everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking. I'm like, damn it, I fucked this up. Like I screwed this up so bad.
Yeah, and you're probably thinking like, this is going to ruin the rest of my day, probably the rest of my trip.
I lost my ID, my wife's ID, my debit card, her debit card,
And your phone.
and my phone, and like $180 in cash.
Yeah.
It's like, this is bad.
Yeah, this one cuts.
This one hurts. There's a lot of headache involved, and on top of that,
Yeah, and you're
a
out
lot
of
of money
town.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not too psyched. And I just keep walking around, and I'm just thinking, I get into one of those moods, and I'm like, it's a festival. Think positive. Positive energy. That
Yeah,
big festival energy is going to come through for you.
Some festival magic's gonna
That's what you
happen.
want, man.
Yeah.
You got to have confidence in that big festival energy. So now I'm hyping myself up. Like I should be getting lower, but I'm getting higher.
Interesting. That's not the BK move that we're used to.
I was trying to do something different. So I'm getting higher and higher, thinking this is going to be dope as shit when I find it.
Yeah.
I look over and there's this couple sitting there, and he's got his phone sitting next to him in the sand. And I'm like, kind of looks a lot like my phone.
Yeah.
And I walked over there and I'm like, excuse me, buddy. And this phone's like kind of buried and just sticking out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that your phone? And he's like, oh shit, no, I've never seen that. I was like, shut the front door. I reached down, I pull it out. There's all my cash,
Oh my gosh.
all my shit, my phone. and I'm in the
Holy
middle
shit.
of a sea of humanity.
How long do you think it was out of your pocket?
Hour 20?
Wow.
Somewhere in there.
Wow.
Because I probably noticed it like 45 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And then I had to walk all the way back and
Yeah.
then get to the point of dejection to, no, damn it, I'm going to
Yeah.
think big festy energy. Dude, found that phone.
Whoa.
And now I'm screaming. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
He didn't even
bro.
know he was sitting by, huh?
Literally, as close as this beer is to me, he was.
Wow.
It's right there. And I'm like,
That makes me wonder too when people like aren't aware of their surroundings.
Completely,
but
he could have sat on the phone.
Yeah, like you walked up and found a bare spot. You're obviously looking at the sand because you're going to put your ass in it. So you're like,
You would think.
Am I going to sit on a fucking crab or a fucking broken piece of glass?
He doesn't even notice there's a phone next to him.
Yeah.
With a ton of cash in it.
Yeah.
And IDs.
Yeah, dude, you would have had 180. If he picked it up, he could have went $180 mine.
Put it right back where he found it.
Put it, or hold on to it, take it to somewhere, say I found this.
Yeah.
Or hold on to it, sit here for an hour while he eats, and then you come up and you be like, yeah, dude, I found this face down in the dirt.
Yeah,
Somebody already rolled you, man. Like, that's fucking unfortunate. But hey, your cards are here.
Yeah, which is
then you would have been happy with that.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Extremely. So at that point, I start screaming. I'm like, oh my gosh, I found my phone. And people are looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
These 3 girls are like, what are you so happy about? And I was like, I found my phone. Then they start screaming, oh my God, out here? You found your phone out here? So like, we're all high-fiving. Like other people are like, you're the man. Everyone's high-fiving. It was like the craziest, like weird little moment.
You didn't think to bring another phone so you could call it.
I wouldn't have been able to call it if I tried.
Yeah.
There's nothing after like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Everything's dead. I couldn't believe I found it. I went back to VIP, walked in, looked through that sea of humanity, and I was like, my wife should be over there. Walked straight through, boom, right where I thought she would be. I was like, this is crazy.
That's awesome, man.
It's pretty dope.
So back to Screen Door Mortgage.
Yeah.
Who was he with? And was he with his wife?
No. So he was a last minute addition as well as Terrence from Penny Lane.
Oh, okay.
So both of them ended up scoring general admission tickets.
I thought Terrence said he got a VIP somehow.
Big festival energy.
Oh.
So now I'm feeling bad
because
that Screen Door Jimmy's got a VIP, but I can't get my hands on another VIP.
Yeah.
So now,
because I was thinking the reason I went back to that was like, I know it was a lot of couples, and I was like, if Jimmy's with his wife, how's he gonna be like, hey honey, enjoy G-pop. I'm going over here.
No,
so he was solo, so that worked.
So then I started talking. I was talking up Cum Drum Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, this thing that's blowing up at my house. He's like, I'm just gonna have to roll tomorrow.
Oh, snap.
And I was like, what are the odds you can slip that thing off your wrist? He's like, it's funny. I didn't really tighten mine. He's like, I think I could get this off. I was like, well, if you get it off, let me know. And now I'm feeling, and he's like,
what happens if you break it and you go back to the thing? You're like, oh, I snapped my shit. Like,
they'll charge you a $20 replacement, but then they also want some ID that you're the person.
Show it's to
so it's a whole thing. Like you're probably not pulling it off.
Yeah.
So I'm like hitting him up, and he texted me like late that night. He was like, got it off my wrist, and it's sitting on his chair. And I was like, dude, leave that with somebody. He's like, I'll find it.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave it with this dude Ricky. I'm like, all right, I don't know Ricky, but I'll find him.
Do you want some cash?
No, he's the hero. He's the real VIP.
He really is.
Like, he's the guy. So then I'm like, Terrence, I'm getting you VIP. He's like, I'm gonna make it happen. And he's like, you can't make it happen. I was like, I'm gonna make it happen. I was like, now you need to believe that big festival energy.
Were you like talking him up about the phone? Like
I was trying to hype him up, and it's the last day. Try to get him out of Gen Pop and into the VIP. So I'm texting this. All of a sudden, I get a text early that morning, and it's Jimmy, and he's like, "Jimmy, meet Ricky. Ricky, meet Brendan. You two need to find each other." Like, all right. So I send a couple texts to Ricky. Crickets. Like nothing. I'm like, that sucks, man. And I see Terrence like out in G-Pop one point, like through the fence, like we're in prison. And I'm like, man, I was like, I'll get it. You don't worry. It's going to come through.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it.
This is the last day. This is Sunday.
Last day. We're already catching some shows.
Yeah.
He's like, won't believe it. And I'm like, you just believe. And in a little bit, you're going to meet me by that medical tent right there when I tell you it's happened. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, serious. Big festival energy. I want to feel it. And he's like, okay, big festival energy. I was like, all right. I roll back into VIP. I mean, damn, if my phone doesn't blink, like, hey, man, walking into VIP now. And I was like, I'll be the guy in the airbrushed hat standing by the toilets. And I just walked out of the scene, went back and was like, just standing there awkwardly. And then Ricky never comes and finds me. I'm like,
Oh, no.
oh, no. And then I look over and there's this dude standing there. And I'm like, that looks like the dude who was next to Jimmy every time I've been partying with Jimmy. So I just rolled up to him and I was like, isn't this hat not loud enough for you?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh shit, man, it's you. He's like, I got this for you. Reaches in his pocket, hands it to me. I was like, hell yeah.
All right. Other critical part of this.
Okay.
It's got to get over Terrence's hand, right?
Oh, and he has mitts.
Yeah. He's way bigger than Jimmy.
He could not.
Yeah.
He could get it over 4 fingers.
Yeah.
And he would put it on there. And when we'd walk in, they would have like a check-in thing, another check-in thing that's double-sided, and then check-in thing. And the guards are always on either side, the outside ones.
So he went like down the
So
middle.
it's like you always go down the middle and you just drop your hand real quick
Yeah.
and like don't even think about it. Just act cool.
They weren't like policing it inside, like watching everybody's wrists to see who
As long
had
as it goes green, blink,
Yeah.
when you touch it.
But like once you're in there, they weren't like,
Oh, hell no.
they didn't think anybody jumped a fence or like
No.
snuck in there. Okay.
No, once you're in,
So
can't.
next question. Did
Okay.
Terrence charge a bunch of shit to Jimmy's account?
you need a pin.
Ah.
Yes, which I told him it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he didn't have
6969.
that. Exactly. I mean, I would have tried that real quick. It is drum com check.
Yeah.
69, 69. Oh, it's not working. Yeah. 4200. Nailed it. No, so we had him in, and so the whole rest of that day, he got to go into
That's
the VIP.
awesome.
So now he got a taste too.
Yeah.
Nice. So there's
And
only,
that was his first festival.
yeah, and I think he'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully to do that one again. Sounds like it was awesome.
His nickname's Fest T.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got everyone's got official nickname.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that what the hats were about?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So I saw you and the plumber had on some real dope 90s airbrush trucker hats.
Yeah.
I think yours was blue or red with a white front and had all sorts of.
Yep.
Looked like it had 2 M's on it or W's or something.
WWBD.
Yes,
And
that's
then
what it
said
was.
Ocean's Calling.
Was it What Would Brendan Do?
What would Brett do?
Ah.
Yeah. Boy, Brett's the best partier in the world. And every time you get in a festival and you don't know what to do,
You just think.
think to yourself, what would Brett do?
Yeah.
You'll end up having a better time. But that was born out of a festival long ago.
Yeah, another
where
festival.
He got separated from us, and we
You
couldn't-
said to think like Brett.
And I said to my wife, I was like, well, what would Brett do?
Yeah.
And we both looked, and there was a rum bar over there.
That's right. I remember the story.
And so we rolled over there, and like, that's
Guess
what
who
he
was
would do.
there?
Yeah. So I always think, what would Brett do? So I got, what would Brett do? And then he got, he had 2 T's because he was introducing himself all weekend as Brett with 2 T's. He would ask everybody when they would say their name. They'd be like, my name's Ken. He's like, with 2 N's? They'd be like, no. So his said TT with an apostrophe S. So it looked like
Yeah.
titties,
Yeah.
which is even better.
TTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw it.
Yeah. No, it's 2 T's.
It's pretty funny because, like, is there a Brett with 1 T?
Exactly. But all weekend he's old 2 T's. Yo, 2 T's.
2 T's.
You know, like you gotta.
So what was your festival name?
I was just WWBD.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very simple. But everyone gotta have a dope nickname. You know, it was good. It was good. It was a hell of a festival. Remember, you were saying like, is it the best festival?
Yeah. I mean, on paper, now obviously festivals are to each their own. Like if you like a certain style of music, you might like another festival compared to a different one. But like
I mean, the lineup was
of
sick.
that line of like what would be in my wheelhouse, like I like that lineup.
It was dope. Now it's an older crowd.
Yeah.
Well, also a young crowd because you have like the Noah Khans there and shit like that. So that was, you had a bunch of young people, but mixed with a lot of old people, which creates less fighting,
Yeah.
less absolute craziness. Now they're still puking and you still see some shit,
Yeah.
but it was fantastic. And I've been really trying to figure out, like, I know it's in the top 3 I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And I think if it's not 1, it's 2.
Well, you probably like for your bias, and it's not biased because it's what you like, but I'm sure you've seen Pearl Jam at a festival that you're probably like, well, that's number 1 with a bullet, right? I mean,
But I've seen Pearl Jam at multiple festivals.
yeah.
Seen Pearl Jam with Beastie Boys, with
like,
Tribe Called Quest.
That's your favorite band, so you would probably like.
I'm just saying, as far as like having,
top to bottom,
having the infrastructure set up the way it is, to have a boardwalk, so there's iconic restaurants.
They had no infrastructure issues from the sounds of it.
No, that's what was crazy. Bathroom lines were totally under control.
Yeah.
Beer lines under control. If you were hungry, you could go get food, which is, you have no idea how difficult it can be.
I do know. Yeah. It's like
it's
a nightmare. Yeah.
They had enough everything.
They had a lot of those issues at the what was the one they just had in Halifax? They got the weather shut it down. The Blue Ridge Rock Festival. Like, they had overcrowding, and they had bathroom issues, and just a whole host of issues, because
I mean, they had all that.
You got to pre-plan all that stuff.
But you got to think, if you build a festival to say, this is how many food vendors we need, this is how many bathrooms we need, this is how many beer stations we need, you have all of that in there, and then you add an existing infrastructure of bars and restaurants, arcades and crazy shit all along the boardwalk, it gives you outlets.
Yeah.
And that opens up things tremendously. So I was blown away, man. It may have been the best. It was probably the best run festival I've ever been to. And it was their first time, which is a huge feat.
And just the proximity of everything. Like,
pretty amazing. The only people who bitched is it was so hard to get back. So say you're like 100 blocks up in Ocean City, staying somewhere.
You have to Uber or drive or something.
You have to either get an Uber or you have to take the city buses, which they all had running. But
the poors bitched.
It was still brutal. One night, Ely couldn't sleep, so he just walked out of his place and kind of just went out and saw the crowds. And he just picked some randos and was like, "You guys need a ride?" He's like, "My Suburban's right here. I can park it right back here. Like, why don't you guys hop in?" He made $180 driving 100 blocks.
No shit.
Dropped him off.
That's awesome.
They said, "We have $150 here that we'll give you." And then they loved him so much in his music, by the time he got there, they gave him $180.
That is hilarious.
He was like, "Don't mind if I do." Drove home, parked.
I mean, that's a ballsy move, but he's a ballsy guy. Like,
he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That big Marine.
But it's also like ballsy on their part. They don't know who the fuck he is.
No. And
but when you've been drinking all day and you want to get home, like,
I'd been with him all day.
Yeah.
He'd been drinking all day. Like, I was
but he's not a drinker.
He's not, but
that actually makes him a little more susceptible to drinking, right?
This was a slightly different Ely.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, I saw him jumping up and down,
dancing.
I saw him dance.
Whoa.
I saw him laugh the whole time. I mean,
was he smiling too?
Smiling.
What?
Smiling.
Did you get any video or photographic evidence of these things?
I have proof of him smiling.
Because I'm going to need to see it.
He was right. I saw him just about turn into a 12-year-old when OAR came out with Friends. They had two sets. They had the OAR set, and then they had OAR with Friends.
Yeah.
And so the first...
Like the cast of Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Different twist.
I heard Ross could rock out.
He could. No, so the first dude they bring out is like DMC from Run DMC.
Nice.
And this son of a bitch comes out and starts...
Adidas.
Dude, they're doing all
the hits
stuff. All the hits. So they're playing...
Walk This Way.
Yeah. And then you've got badass guitarists coming out doing Walk This Way, like from other bands.
Christmas in Hollis.
Yeah, they've got... they did Walk This Way. They did Back in Black, a version that blew my mind. Or Black Betty, that blew my mind. I was like, what the hell? Then he did Fight for Your Right to Party.
Yes.
You want to see... Because he was like, I'm throwing this one out to MCA. Drops Fight for Your Right, and the place loses its mind. Beer going up everywhere. I turn around, and Ely's jumping and giggling like a 12-year-old. And I was like, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
Like, it was sweet. Then Richie Sambora
one of Beastie Boys' like lamest songs.
Lamest song, but
biggest hits.
But in that scenario.
Oh yeah.
That's a crowd pleaser.
like in a car you're moving to the next track, but like in that setting with 80,000 people, like
who are all drinking their ass off.
Yeah, it's gonna get rowdy.
The sun has come out.
Yeah.
Like it was on. It was crazy.
So Reverend Rum was too good to show up?
Unfortunately.
How was OAR? Did they like
I don't know. Honestly, you end up missing a couple because as you're doing the run back and forth, I ended up missing OAR, and like people swore that it was like probably the best thing they'd ever heard. The two that I heard a ton about, Incubus and OAR, they were like, these were the two brought down the house, maybe the best show ever. I literally missed both of those shows because I had to get food or something.
I wouldn't know an Incubus song.
You would.
I mean, I would know, like, if I was watching Incubus, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I know that song. But, like, I couldn't rattle off a bunch of them. They did the South Park theme, right?
Did they?
I think so.
I thought that was Primus.
No, you're right. It was Primus.
Okay.
A different us.
Yes.
Not Incubus, Primus.
Different us. The Royal We.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought, I saw
who'd you like?
I mean, I loved Noah Kahan. Jack Johnson was, like, phenomenal. I've seen Jack Johnson a million times, and there was something different here. He was bringing people out. Like, Michael Franti was out there with him, like, different. That was pretty intensely good. Third Eye Blind. Worst band I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
They can fuck off.
Wow.
I was standing there.
I thought you were going a different route.
Dude, I showed up, and I'm watching.
Because they had some hits.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Definitely was like, I know the words to this.
They mailed it in.
They're just done. This dude is like, he's like creepy, but he thinks it's sexy.
Yeah.
He's like the way he's moving. He's like, you want to fuck it. And I'm like, you're not allowed in my neighborhood. Like, you're gross as shit. So I really disliked them. And like, I got there and I was like a song in and I was like, like, this is bad. I know bad when I see it. This is bad. And my wife's like, you're crazy. These are hits. And like, she's like jamming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is bad.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying this. About 5 songs in, she turns to me and she's like, I can't fake it anymore. This is fucking bad.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. She's like, is he creepy? Is he creepy as shit? Like all the way up there. I don't even want him around me.
Yeah.
It's like, thank God you get it. And then throughout the weekend, you could hear people talk about it. People would be talking about their favorite show and then be like, Third Eye Blind. Everyone would be like, oh, God, what was that?
It was
shame. Bad.
That was one of the ones I would have liked to have seen.
You're lucky you missed it. Because now you still think they're cool.
Well, so who was your favorite? Well, remind everybody who the big headliners were.
I'm gonna have to look it up because it's that.
You may get the deli since it's deli time.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
That's a great question.
I mean, you see, there's a bunch of them down there. I just don't know.
Down low?
There's a Schlafly's like pumpkin beer 6-pack.
Oktoberfest. Did we already do that one?
Nah, you should be good. Just see what there is to.
Do you want to do this Oktoberfest? Bingo Oktoberfest?
Sure. All right, so here's what we were sitting on, right? And I'm only going to give you like heavy hitters.
I was going to say, you know a lot of the small names on all these festivals, but just give the big ones.
Yeah, so you got Jack Johnson, Alanis Morissette, OAR, Michael Franti and Spearhead, Third Eye Blind, Slightly Stupid, Toad the Wet Sprocket. I'll say it because it's a name, but John Mayer, Incubus, Noah Kahan.
I love Toad. I mean, I love the hits of Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Sheryl Crow, Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals, Dispatch, again, a lot below there, like Gin Blossoms, Virginia Coalition, Matt and Kim. The Lumineers, Nathaniel Rateliff, Weezer, Dirty Heads, Wallflowers, Grace Potter, Fits in the Tantrums, G Love and the Special Sauce. I mean, there's like so many bands, you know? And I think who shocked me more than anybody that I had
outside of 311 or no Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind shocked me. They shocked me. But the one that shocked me the most, because, you know, we have Slightly Stupid here. We have Dirty Heads. You know, this falls into what?
G Love and Special Sauce weren't there? That sounds like
G Love was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Special Sauce?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that sounds like their
Oh yeah, he was amazing. And the day I was wearing an airbrushed hat, he came out in an airbrush shirt, and I was like, my man, he feels me. But there's a genre of music that I don't know how to describe outside of white boy reggae.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of these bands that just fall into white boy reggae. And Slightly Stupid's clearly one of them. Stick Figure, and then this Dirty Heads band.
Yeah.
And I think Dirty Heads is arguably the worst of the
White Boy
Reggae because they do some shit that I just don't feel. But Terrence was like, I gotta see him, and he was so hyped about it that I was like, I'm kind of feeling your energy. Let's go see Dirty Heads. I go to see Dirty Heads. They put it down in a way that I did not expect. I am a huge Dirty Heads guy now.
Wow.
Changed my whole perception of them. As far as White Boy Reggae goes, they're right up there.
Nice.
Now, Slightly Stupid was amazing, but I expected them to be amazing. But damn, Dirty Heads blew my mind. I was shocked.
That's awesome. So we got the Oktoberfest by Bingo Beer. This is, as it says on the can, classically crushable.
Oh, are you serious? They crushable?
Marzen Lager, 5.7 ABV. Let's see. This is obviously local to Richmond. Yeah, man, right under Oktoberfest, if you can read it, says classically crushable. Now,
that's unfortunate.
Because that's just a can that doesn't have any cutesy write-up on it, unfortunately, for our comedic enjoyment, because we always get a kick out of that.
But yet they somehow managed to put crushable in there.
Yes. Of all the things.
Like a bunch of twats.
Now, Bingo, we've been hit or miss with Bingo, if I remember correctly.
Every time.
Yeah.
I find them to be
wildly inconsistent.
I find more misses than hits. They're like the third eye blind of breweries here. But they occasionally have like one or two beers on draft at any time that you're like, oh, wow, that's really good. That would be, The Jumper by Third Eye Blind? Like, you can't go wrong with that song. Like, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Even if you're creepy, that still hits. Is Oktoberfest The Jumper?
That's a good question.
Very Marzen, very malty. First sip was bad, second sip was good, so we're going down this lane.
It's not spit take like bad.
No, not at all.
And it's not bad.
Might be,
but is it good?
It might be.
It's trending.
It started bad. It's trending up.
Trending up. But where's the peak? Where's the plateau? Right. That's the question.
I think
got an interesting color. Like, it's got a good color to it.
It should be dark like that.
Yeah.
Not dark, but whatever that is. Like a brown ale.
Looks like when you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
What I assume my piss looked like all weekend. Actually, I've had a weird situation where my piss was clear all through that festival. And the last 2 days here, I can't get it clear.
Yeah.
I think it was a cumulative effect.
Yeah. I remember back in high school when I was drinking on a regular basis, and it was just beer mostly. My piss would look like beer. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, it's supposed to look like, if you're dehydrated, it should be a darker color. And I'm like, this looks like beer is shooting out of me.
Yeah. Amber. Yeah. Just a nice amber twist.
I'm like, I guess I'm healthy? Like, not really.
Maybe. Possibly.
It's got a nice head on it.
Yeah, I don't know what to score this. I'm having a real difficult time. I mean, my score is not going into deli range.
It's not going to win a deli, I can tell you that.
Okay, well, then you and I are on the same page. I just don't know where it falls.
It's not bad, though.
That last sip right there, I actually really liked.
Yeah, I mean...
So it's got a maltiness.
Yes.
It's got a sweetness.
It's sweet and malty.
A maltiness. It's actually a pretty good rendition of an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
It doesn't have enough of whatever that German...
It's definitely... You wouldn't drink this. If it didn't say Oktoberfest on it, you wouldn't think Oktoberfest per se. You just think it was a malty beer.
It doesn't have enough of
the
Oktoberfest. So as an Oktoberfest, it's a 2.5. But as a beer, like a brown ale or something, or like a... It's okay.
I mean, it says lager.
Yeah,
I mean...
I really like how it's sweet and malty. It could use a little more effervescence.
Yeah.
just to give it some kind of bite.
But the sweet and the malt kind of
it goes
work
well
together and kind of cut each other out. I'll give this a 3.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
3.25.
Yeah.
I think that's actually exactly where it should land.
That's where, again, we don't do it, but that's where I would I feel like 3.5 is too much. So I'm glad you went 3.5, and we're going to net it at 3.25 because.
No, because I was right in between 3 and 3.5, and then that last sip, I was like, gosh, that actually went down really well. So 3.5 for me.
Which, again, in the bingo beer world, pretty good. I like bingo because they do try a bunch of stuff.
Oh, they do.
And they're always changing stuff up. And it's a cool spot. We always end up there after Stash Bash.
I ran into a buddy the other day who was in from my corporate office in Connecticut. And he was like, yeah, there's this brewery I really need to get to because they make their own beer, but they have like arcade games. And then at night, it kind of turns into a dance club. And I was like, oh, you're talking about bingo. He was like, that's it, man. My brother said it's the spot. I was like, oh, man, well, I don't have time to take you there. But yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Dude, speaking of M4K.
Yeah, man.
Can we drop one last plug? There is a golf tournament.
Yes.
Actually, it'll be the weekend after this comes out.
Yeah. So this comes out on Sunday. It'll be the very next Saturday.
October 14th, right?
Yep.
There's a golf tournament at this little kind of crappy, kind of awesome golf course, which is exactly what...
Never played there.
Well, it's perfect.
All right. It's not a golf course. It
has golf holes.
It's a place that has a 9-hole course, and it has a par 3 course.
Correct.
This place also has batting cages, go-karts, putt-putt, arcade games, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And it's called Windy Hill
Sports Complex. And we are doing a golf tournament up there. Reach out to us. Hit us up at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We'll get you squared away with it.
It's on a Saturday. It's $100 a person. We're looking to add to our team.
We want to get people out there, get listeners out there who want to party and have a good time. Like, I think it'll be great. Like I said, $400 a team, $100 a head.
I'm coming out of retirement. I haven't played golf in 8 to 10 years.
You'll get to play 9 holes that actually you can use your driver on.
Yeah.
But then 9 holes of like straight fuck off, which is the best.
Yes.
Because we're going to be drinking, partying. This is going to be more of a party than a golf tournament.
Oh, yeah. The golf is secondary.
But we're going to raise money for M4K, which if you don't know, that raises money for children's charities here in the Richmond area. And all of the proceeds that the golf course doesn't have to take. So I think what they told us was
they're giving us 50%.
$50 of every $100 to enter is going to go straight to M4K.
Which, if you play golf, you don't get to play in these tournaments for under $175 a person, $200 a person. And you also know they ain't giving back that much. So Windy Hill
they're helping us out,
doing us a huge solid. They're basically doing it for cost.
Yeah.
And then we get the profits. So I can't say enough good things. And I mean, I've got kids and we've been going up to Windy Hill for years. And I'm telling you, it's a great place. Check it out. Check our tournament out. It's going to be fun. Brendan's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Advocates is going to be there. A lot of M4K guys are going to be there.
Ely's going to be there.
Oh, Ely's going to be there? Yep. Nice.
So, I mean, we'll have a lot of our people from the show will be there.
Yep.
But, like, I'm trying to get a 4-person team together. You're trying to get a 4-person team together. So we're not trying to – it's not just going to be the ITPH guys on one team.
No.
Like, we are actually actively taking on people.
Yeah, I'll play with anybody. If you don't mind shitty golfers, I'm your guy.
This isn't the course to worry about your score.
No, it's going to be fun.
We're there for a good time.
Yeah.
I'm psyched about it. Like, I'm fired up, but I do want to get more people because when you sign up,
you also don't have to take time off from work like a lot of these. It's like, hey, come out
Saturday at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like usually it's like come out on Tuesday. It's like shit. I gotta not only pay a few $100, I gotta take off work.
It's not even at the crack of dawn.
Yeah,
it's a reasonable time to be drinking beer. So I'm fired up. I would love to get more people involved though who actually want to go.
By the way, we're going to have the M4K guys on, Mike Jackson and Kehoe. I was at a board meeting with them the other day. The new swag looks dope.
Good.
So if you want to join in on the fun, go to m4krichmond.org. Check it out. You can join our team. We're looking to grow our team. We I can't recall the numbers. I want to say our team raised like $47,000 last year.
Amongst like 20 dudes.
Yeah, everybody was a grander. Like we crushed it as a team, and I'm setting our goal again to beat all that. But the shirts are dope. I'll give everybody a little inside look.
Okay, what's up? I don't know this.
They're heather gray. They got, because it's 23 is our year. It's not our 23rd
Come on
year.
now. There better be some Jordan in it then, because the 23 is Jordan.
Yes,
Am I right?
Yes, and it does. It says Richmond across the chest, and right in the middle, it's got the Jumpman logo, but it's Mario.
Oh, hell
Super
yeah.
Mario with his big curly mustache, because the Mario
Hell
movie
yeah.
was so big, and it says M4K, and it's pretty dope. And we got some nice, really sick looking beanies with the new hot leather patch on the front.
Oh, yeah. That's how
With
the
the-
Nectar Boys do it.
Yeah.
That's the look.
Got string bags with the Jumpman logo on it.
Dude.
Yeah,
what?
it's going to be awesome. So
Yeah, we will.
Check it
and
out.
We'll be hyping that up. Shit, that'll probably start next week.
Yeah.
Probably start hyping
well,
up
and we're
trying
going to get Ray. Ray's going to come back. I've been in talks with him. He's been obviously
So he's
working
alive.
his ass off. Yeah, I mean, this is his busy season, right?
Oh, yeah,
But
that's
he's
a-
going to come in, and he's grown with us before, and he's going to come talk up the Spirit Halloween season, and they give a bunch of money to charities too. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Dude, I'm psyched. This is I hate this season and I love this season.
Yeah.
I'm always conflicted, but I do like raising money for children's charities. I hate wearing a mustache.
Yeah, it's going to be weird, like every year.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. But before that happens, we get to play golf.
Yes.
And I think I haven't fully decided, but I want my team to dress up weird.
Oh, I like that.
I want to either want us in suits
Yeah.
or track suits.
Nice.
I'd like our whole team to be done up right. And I've got the tracksuit, and I've got some old bad suits I can
Yeah.
golf in. I think it would look good if we were out there in something, or hell, we could toga this. Depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Like I'm down,
I like something.
but I would like my team to be styling.
Yeah, and Stu set all this up, so he's got all. It's going to be
Oh, yeah,
prizes
Stu will be
and
out
stuff.
there.
Yeah,
You missed that?
yeah. I mean, he's got prizes set up. Like,
Oh, there's gonna be a band.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a dinner.
there's going to be food. Yeah, it's going to be well worth your $100.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I suck at golf, and I don't like playing it because I.
But I
suck so
don't
bad
know.
at it.
I don't know how to give the listeners a URL to sign up for right now. So I'm just gonna say
They can go to the Windy Hill website and sign up there.
There
It's on the main page because I just did it this week.
Oh, so if I go to the Windy Hill website,
Yep.
I can do it. Okay.
Yeah, just Google Windy Hill Golf in Richmond or Midlothian, and it'll come up. And on their main page, it'll say M4K event, and you can.
Well, and we have, I'm going to have a team, and then you're going to have a team. But all of the teams, when you go in there, make sure you say Inside the Pallet House podcast,
yeah,
because the only reason I say I'd love you to do that is because you heard from it here,
yeah,
and that money then gets handed to our team's donation page. So it makes our team, gets us off to a good head start as
Yeah.
far as a team is concerned. The money still goes directly to the charities,
yeah.
but it gets
It's our
on the ledger-
competitive juices
on the ledger.
flowing,
It
yeah.
goes under Inside the Pallet House. And yes, I want our team to do well.
Yes,
So
we're always trying to win that best team, and we've won it in years past.
yeah, it's it gets harder and harder.
Yeah,
But this year, I mean, we put together a golf tournament. Now we did it with M4K, but it was our team's idea.
yes.
So we brought this to the table. We
Yes.
continue to bring new ideas to raise
We're
money.
growing it. We're trying to grow our team. We're trying to grow M4K.
We throw
Again,
parties here.
in the board meeting, it's always reiterated we need more growers. I mean, that's the key, right? Because it's all about expanding and getting the new fingers out to new people. Because every time you add 5 new faces, they add their network and their network. And
But allow me to say, if you play in the golf tournament, it does not mean you have to grow a
no,
mustache.
not at all.
It just means you give a shit enough to get drunk and play golf.
Yes,
And
that
allow
would be
$50 to go to the kids.
we would consider that your donation to us.
Nope, I would not. I will not. If any of my people that donate to me
Yeah.
go there and play golf, I still anticipate you're going to donate money.
You're supposed to go with that until becomes growing season, and then we pull back on that.
Pride myself on honesty. I don't give a shit if you go to the golf tournament, you're still paying.
Yeah.
We got to raise money, man.
That's right.
It's for the kids. But I mean, no, I like what you said. It's nice.
All the growers on our team, we spend a lot of money. Like, we don't just walk the walk. We talk the talk. Like, or we don't just talk the talk. We walk the walk. Like, it costs us all a few $100 every year. Like, and that's not counting the time we put into it.
Oh yeah, I've had multiple thousands of dollar years.
Oh yeah,
but I've learned my lesson. But then you think about it, and it's like some kid probably ate.
Oh yeah,
for a while, or like some kid got through a cancer treatment or got a treatment. Like maybe I can't bitch.
Yeah,
but I can.
I mean, we got a space named after us at the Children's Tower. We got a space named after us at the Ron McDonald House at the Children's Tower. Like, we got all kinds of, we raised as a team, we raised $850K last year. Like, this year we could top $1 million. Like,
I'd be happy if we just got back up to 850.
Yeah. But we're going to go, hey, big festival energy.
Oh, you're bringing that big festy energy to this?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would Little Festival Energy found that phone?
No.
Would Little Festival Energy get you to 850? No.
Wouldn't have gotten a Terrence into the VIP.
Nope.
Wouldn't have gotten Jimmy into a VIP. You're right. It's big festival energy.
That's right.
That's what we do. Okay. I respect it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Big festival energy wouldn't have landed us in a house that you could literally walk home. You could stagger home.
That's awesome.
Dude, we did have one awkward. Oh, this sucked.
I was going to ask you if you had any drama, because I know it was a lot of couples, and a lot of, you picked up a couple people that were new. Everybody knew each other, but it's still different. It's a different vibe. Every time you add anyone, it's a different vibe.
Oh, I think Terrence and I from Penny Lane Pub, we know each other differently now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you've never spent that much time with him.
No, but he's always been my boy.
Yeah.
We've always been friends, and like, we hang out, and like, I love Terrence. He's seen a different side of me, and I've seen a different side of him now. Yeah,
because he's never been with you on a guy's trip.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I still haven't been with him on a guy's trip because he was in Gen Pop. He's the old G-Pop guy.
It was funny because I was working a football game at JMU on the Saturday y'all were at the festival.
Okay.
And I ran into this guy, and I say run into him. I was on the field wandering around. I look up in the crowd, and I recognize this dude that lives in my neighborhood. And I'm in uniform. So I like point up to the dude, and I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like pointing back at himself with a confused look, like, me? Like, what'd I do?
You're talking to this guy?
Yeah. And I was like, I take my sunglasses and hat off. I'm like, hey, man. Hey, it's me. And he's like,
yeah.
You could tell he had a few pops in him, and he was feeling no pain. He like double pointed, like, hey, yeah, what's up, man? And I was like, hey, good to see you. So Terrence is on my dad group chat for the neighborhood, and I was like, hey, I saw this dad. I'm not going to put his business out there, but I saw this dad, and who's recently single. I was like, hey, I saw this dad.
Oh,
and he was with a bunch of dudes. It looked like a college.
Oh, so he's on the other side of the coin now.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I saw so-and-so. He didn't recognize me. It's pretty funny. Terrence sends me a picture with the ex-wife. Well, guess where I'm hanging out with so-and-so?
Oh, that's
She
awesome.
was at the festival. And I was like, what are the chances I'm in Harrisonburg, you're in Ocean City, and we run into this couple that lives...
Dude, Terrence was the king of... I was like, so what'd you do tonight? Like, it'd be late night, you'd be back at the house.
Was he like wandering around on his own?
Yeah, and he'd be like, oh man, I ran into these people, and like we partied for a couple sets, and then like I ran into this person, we partied for a couple sets. So like, he was the mayor of G-Pop.
Yeah.
It was very interesting how every day it would take on a totally different world.
Did y'all not think about that when he said he was coming? I know he was a last minute addition, but like, was he worried, or were you worried about like, hey, you're going, but guess what? You're not going to be with us at all.
No, because like Ely's group had some people with general admission,
okay,
and he was VIP, and then, but it's like, so you try to get the G-pop people together and you try to get the VIP people together. But the problem is you end up walking in with this person and then you see this person.
Well, and if you got to go take a leak, you're going to roll.
Yeah, you get separated.
You got to be able to survive on your own.
So on the last night, one of the groups who was in general population was like, hey, let's all get together for Weezer. Let's all come together for one show.
And all you VIPs were like, "Get out of here, you!" No,
so we were like, okay, we'll do this. So
we'll take one for the team.
Yes,
we'll come down with you losers. I mean, you nice people.
No, the fucking unwashed, dude. They're disgusting.
We'll hang out with the unwashed masses.
Yes. So we all meet outside of Thrasher's Fries on the boardwalk. Whole group gets together. That takes 20 minutes. We had a meeting time, 7:55. We meet there, and then we all go see Weezer together on the beach. And we get everyone together. We get one photo of the crew, and then we roll in to Gen Pop. Roll in, and then everyone's like, hold on, I need beers. I need this. So now it's like, it took an act of God just to get through everything over to the beers where we're all hanging out. And we're getting beers. We're getting all this stuff.
I would have been losing my mind. Like, I would have lost my mind because when I was in Virginia Beach with 3 of my college buddies, like, every time we tried to walk out of a place, one of them would, like, shoot off in another direction. And I'd be out, and this was in Virginia Beach, so, like, I had to valet the car everywhere. So I'd be sitting outside in the car with the other 2 dudes, waiting on the third one who went God knows where to do God knows what.
But I'm the DD. You're talking about like 4 people.
Yeah.
I have like 16 at this point.
Yeah.
That we're trying to keep together. And we just can't.
No. But it's finally, impossible. It's impossible.
We get there, and then we get to this point where we hit the last beer tent, and it's right by where all these other food vendors are, and then you head out to the sand. And right at that moment, I see this girl, Megan, and she's got like 6 beers. So I go over to her, and I'm like, you need help carrying all these beers? She's like, badly.
Yeah.
It's like, perfect. So I grabbed 3 of her beers. So what, like $45 plus 2? I have about $50 worth of beers.
Yeah.
And I've got them in my arms, and like we start walking through, and then we're going, and Weezer starts. And the crowds go.
Just fill
in. And now it's like you're trying to maneuver 16 people through a clusterfuck.
Impossible.
Heading out to the beach, and we can't.
While you're holding a bunch of beer.
There. And then as soon as like we're all moving, I hear my wife behind me through the crowd go, I gotta pee. And I'm like,
for the listeners who did not see that or hear it, my eyes just rolled to the back of my head.
Dude, I was like, you are fucking kidding me right now. Like, let's get to our spot and then roll back to pee.
Yeah.
At that moment, I have to stop and look back. I look back, and as soon as I can hear her voice talking with the plumber's wife, all of a sudden, there's so much noise and so much people that her voice goes, gone. And she's just been swallowed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, shit. And I turn back around, and Ely's right here, and Ely's like, oh, shit. And I was like, all right, Ely, you got a visual on the girls? He's like, yeah, they're right there.
Yeah.
I go, okay. And I was like, I got a visual on the guys right here. And then he goes, okay, should I try to get them? And then all of a sudden, another wave of Ely's voice disappears.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, shit. And now I'm standing there with $50 worth of not my beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking around. I'm like, I've been completely cut off from everybody. So now I'm walking through
Gen Pop. Yeah.
And I'm drinking 3 beers. And I don't know what to do. And I'm catching Weezer from a distance. So I'm like, all right, F it. You're solo at this point. Like, this is your fate.
Yeah.
So I hang out in G-Pop for a while. And I'm like, why don't I just go to VIP then?
Yeah.
Like, I'm already screwed. I'm never going to find them.
Yeah.
So I walk into VIP, and like, I walk in there. Now I'm standing there. I still have 3 beers. And I'm like trying to find out, like, I got to get rid of some beers. And so I'm like, I don't know who to hand a beer to. And I'm like, if I hand it to a woman, I look like some kind of date rape motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like trying to. So I'm like, so now
Especially if you're like, I didn't put anything in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like any roofie dude would say.
You sound like the fucking dude from Princess Bride.
So I find this like,
You think that I think that you think.
yeah, precise. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, I just find like the biggest beardest dude standing there on his own without a beer in his hand. And I just walk up to him and I'm like, hey man, I'd love to offer this to a woman, but I'd be deemed a creeper. And I'm not interested in you. Would you like a free beer?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, would I ever, bro? And I was like, good. Here's your free beer. And he goes, would you help me smoke this? And I go, fair trade.
Would I ever, bro?
I was like, we are at a festival watching Weezer.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm Trevor. I was like, I'm Brenton. So then Trevor became a boy.
Yeah.
We sat there, drank giant beers, chilled. I was like, all right, this guy's all right. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to go keep walking around because, like,
How long has it been since you got separated from the group?
A long time, because I'm usually the leader and I'm a good leader.
Yeah.
But in this moment, I was not. I was in the middle of the pack.
Let me hit pause because you brought up something I hate that happens all the time. Me being the height and weight that I am, I'm always the guy walking through crowds, right? Like, there's no reason for my wife or anyone that's not bigger than me to try to push through any of these crowds. So I'll always end up walking. And it's a pet peeve of mine. And it sounds like something happened to you like this, where you're walking, you're shouldering up,
doing the pushing. Yeah.
You're clearing the path, and you turn around, and the keeper uppers aren't keeping up.
No.
It's like you had the easy job. I'm doing 90% of it.
Yeah,
Why
you're
can't you
drafting.
at least follow me?
I'm with you. I'm drafting. All you got to do is stay in my slipstream.
Yeah.
I got this. My elbows are out.
Yeah.
I've got a wingspan that's overly large.
Yeah.
I'm creating waves. Come on now.
Yeah.
No, they didn't work with me.
Ugh.
So I got humped. So I went in, did my thing, and then like we had a meeting spot all weekend in the VIP. I was like, all right, I'm gonna stand underneath the K. So I'm standing under the K watching Weezer. No one comes. So I'm like, all right.
What's the K?
They're just because there's like a parking lot.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I
like-
didn't know if it was like part of the. I was thinking it was like part of the like Ocean City or Ocean's Calling. I'm like, there's no K in it.
No, it's just at the end. The end
Yeah.
stage had a big parking lot by it, and VIP
Okay.
encompassed that. So I was like, I'll stand by the K. So like, 'cause that's where we've been all weekend long.
Yeah.
If
there was always some space over there.
you could
see
always
people.
come down, and people were our group was always so like if you rolled in, you go to the K,
Yeah.
and you'll find people. So I was like, I'll just go to the K. Turns out everyone who got separated who had VIP eventually found their way there.
Yeah.
And none of them went to the K, even though for days this had been the established thing. So I watched Weezer, did my thing, go back, catch the other show on the other end. Like,
So you're talking an hour.
yeah,
I mean, this is a while.
yeah.
Are you worried you're going to be in the doghouse?
No,
Okay.
because I didn't leave. Look,
But are you worried about like your wife? I mean, I guess you're assuming she was still with someone.
the last thing I heard her say was to someone else,
Yeah.
I got to pee. And that other
And they were
person
gonna go.
responded.
Yeah.
So, and at this point, look,
You can't do anything.
I can't do anything. I can't make a phone call. I can't find anybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, time to enjoy myself. I've got an armload of beers. What about my business, you know? Went, caught the next show by myself.
Are you worried the girl you were helping carry the beers is going to be upset because you took 3 of her beers?
Haven't had to speak to her since. And I definitely owe her beers.
Does she even know that you owe her beers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I went over there and said, you want some help?
Yeah,
She said,
yeah.
I do. And then I said, "Moo-ha-ha-ha," and ran off.
That wasn't your intent.
But as far as she knows,
Yeah.
I just stole her beer and ran. Brilliant move.
Yeah.
Because by all accounts, everyone said she was very drunk.
Yes.
So I was actually doing her a favor.
Well, yeah, but she was probably buying beers for other people. So she got back.
No,
and-
it was for her husband. It was for her. It was for someone else. No, all those people ended up on the sand with no beers.
Yeah. They got humped, not her.
Everybody got humped.
Yeah.
But on her watch.
Yeah.
But again, not my fault.
Not your problem.
I drank the beers, and Trevor got a beer, and he was super cool. I like Trevor. Trevor's an all right dude. That big festival energy, though.
Yeah.
Here's a beer, Trev.
Yeah.
So we ended up partying it up. And then, like I said, I went to the next show, and I did end up finding Ely and his wife the next show.
Nice.
Partied with them, caught the Lumineers. Great. Lumineers walked right out. They were like, I could have thrown a beer and hit him in the head. Didn't do that.
You had one to throw.
Extras. Love you, have a beer.
Here's $15.
Yeah. But then at the end, we all leave, and I'm like, house is right here. We're all good. Get back to the house. Our crowd is already standing on the porch, and they're like, the door won't open. Door's locked.
No.
We can't get in the damn house.
Is that keypad?
It's keypad.
Yeah.
But the battery's like dead. It's just blinking red.
Oh, no.
Blinking red. So we're like, what the hell? And they were like, yeah, we were having an impossible time getting it to work to lock it on the way out. I was like, well, what the hell? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, hey, where's my wife? And I'm like asking the girl, I was like, you were with her. She's like, man, I ain't seen her in like a while. And I'm like, okay, well, like, I need to find my wife.
Yeah.
Like, she could be anywhere. I don't just want her out there loose.
No, your wife's not one to leave to her own devices in that state.
Not typically.
Well, most women aren't, honestly, if we're going to be honest. Like, it's just not safe out there.
So apparently she got separated,
Yeah.
and she was like, well, I'm going to go home. Like, our house is a block that way.
Yeah.
So she went home, and she said she sat outside. She poured herself a drink.
Could she get in the house?
Apparently, yes. She used it. The last bit of juice in that bitch.
Got her in.
Unlocked the door.
Oh, no. Was she passed out inside?
She locked the door because she's like, I'm home alone.
Yeah.
Went to bed. Passed out. I can't get a hold of her. Her phone's going straight to voicemail. Yeah. Now I've got all these.
But you don't know
people.
she's inside.
I don't know this.
Yeah.
The only reason I think she's inside is this deck was perfectly clean when we left. And there's
now looks like a wine company exploded on it.
There's a pile of food like had just been dropped.
Nice.
By somebody sitting outside. And I was like, the only person here not with us is her. And there was not a pile of food right here. So either she was abducted from the deck.
Yeah.
Or she came out here, had a drink, ate, spilled it, and went, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
And went to bed.
I'm going in.
Yeah.
Enough of it made it into her gullet to where she could just go pass out.
Enough rally juice.
Yeah.
Go upstairs. And so we can't get in. So I'm like, all right, what the hell do we do here? So we're checking like doors and different things, like windows and like trying to get in, and like everything's locked. We're like, this is bad. And so I'm texting like the dude who there's a property manager.
Yeah.
And my first text to him, like literally, I think this is my opening volley. If I can find this dude's text, I wasn't in any state of mind either. My opening volley was just this: the house lock won't unlock. No other details.
Yeah.
Not which house.
Yeah.
I've never corresponded with the dude. The house lock won't unlock. 15 minutes later, I hit him with, we're stuck outside. Is there a key? The code is not working. Now, that is a far better.
Yeah, but still doesn't tell them who you are and where you are.
No, but I'm not really thinking.
Yeah.
House lock, no lock.
Yeah.
Boo.
It's like at work, I get phone calls all the time, and I'll answer the phone, and they'll be like, hey, I'm like, who are you? Where are you calling me from? Like, because, I mean, I get calls from out of state. I'm like, I don't even know who you are, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so Terrence eventually finds some window, and he is able to open it somehow. Now, at this point, we have one group of people trying to undo the AC unit.
Oh, the window unit?
And Terrence flops in some other window. Right at this moment, the owner of the house walks up.
Oh, snap.
And he goes, hey, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, we're trying to get in the house. And he's like, do you live in that house? And I was like, are you Robert? And he goes, yeah. I was like, great news. I was like, I'm Brendan. I'm locked out of the house. And he's like, oh, we can take care of that. He's like, hold on. And he's like, I got a hidden key.
Yeah.
So he comes down off the deck, goes to the hidden key. At that moment, the door opens from inside.
Yeah.
Terrence is like, I broke in. and everybody's like, we don't know what to do because we don't know what we broke in this dude's house.
Yeah, you don't know if a window
in.
got smashed, a door got kicked in.
I don't know how you got in.
Yeah.
But you're now in. So everybody in their intelligence goes, hide, shut the door and hide and lock it. And I'm like, wait, what? And so the dude comes upstairs and he's like fiddling with the key. And I'm like, hold on, when he opens this door, there's going to be a giant dude on the other side of this door. And I was like, it's always better just to be honest.
Yeah.
So at that moment I was like, just so you know, we just got someone who did get in. Like he's there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Terrence, just open the door. And the door swings open and he's like, whoa, I just got in. I'm like, no. I was like, the gig is up. Like, I don't want to mess around. Like,
yeah.
We're in. Everybody's good. I was like, thank you, Robert. Like, appreciate it. But I thought he was
the battery died, I assume.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be pissed though, because like,
but Terrence didn't damage anything.
He was able to put everything back the way it was.
But then you're kind of sketched out because you're like, this place was never secured, and I'm fucking passed out in here, fucking all night long.
Dude, I shook that dude's hand. I ran upstairs, found my wife. She goes, "You're home." I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "I'm so glad to see you."
Yeah,
you scared the shit out of me. But that big festival energy came through.
Yeah.
It worked. The owner showed up right at the moment Terrence broke in.
Did he change the battery?
The next day, I texted him. I said, hey, we weren't able to lock it.
So but we're out.
But we're out.
Yeah.
And he was like, thanks so much. And then, like, I wrote him an email, and he's like, man, you guys are actually awesome.
Nothing got damaged.
It's an Ocean City house right by the boardwalk.
So it was never in the best of shape?
It was a shithole.
Because obviously one of the guys with you is known for wrecking shop.
We left that place better than we found it.
Nice.
Which is to say, a C.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. We drank all the beer. We took out all the food. I still got, if you need 3 dozen eggs, I got them. Ready to go. That's why the kids were eating eggs tonight.
Yeah.
Like, the least I could do is make us more eggs.
Yeah.
Because we got eggs coming out our ace. No, it was good show, man.
That's awesome. I'm glad y'all had fun. I'm glad nobody got hurt and nothing was lost or damaged. I mean, that's a win. To take that many people on a trip like that for that many days, like, that's a win.
And I think we got a couple old folk that had never been to a festival who are now like, I'll do that again.
Yeah.
So we converted some people.
So hopefully next year they'll do it again.
They've already got it for the next 2 years. It's locked up. But starting next year, there's 2 weekends. They're thinking about adding a second festival.
Oh, wow.
They're thinking about doing a country festival either the weekend after or the weekend this was.
Nice.
So they're like, if you got to put all that infrastructure up, capitalize twice. And the early reviews from...
Because Ocean City's dead at that time of year. So it's a perfect time to do it.
And the only thing that they do typically that time of year is like a bunch of bikers come in.
Yeah.
And they don't really want that.
No.
Because it gets crazy. But But then, like, do you really want festival people? But apparently the city sold out like it was a summer weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And the places on the boardwalk, I've been, like, reading reviews from them, and they were, like, literally the biggest weekend we'd ever had, including 4th of July's, Memorial Days, Labor Days, like, nothing. Because everyone's stuck to those 10 blocks of restaurants and shirts and bullshit.
And you and Ely got a new grip. Can do a little Uber on the sly.
Dude, that actually was like brilliant.
You do that twice a night and you almost pay for your whole day.
You could literally,
you make $200-300 a night doing that. Like,
if you told people I'll take you anywhere down here for $150, people gladly pay that when they've been waiting for
you got
an hour and a half.
Because if he's got the Suburban, so you fit 4 or 5 people, everybody throws in $20-30, like,
done.
You're good to go.
Yeah, and you get home. Of course, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sober at all. Ever. At any point.
Did y'all get after it early every day?
Yeah, I would try not to, but like...
When you're with that many people, it's impossible.
Terrence being a bartender...
Yeah.
He literally... People would be pouring coffees, and he'd be like, little coffee liqueur, little Jameson, boom.
Yep, yeah.
Like, all the coffees were coming out spiked.
Yeah.
So it's like uppers and downers at jump. It made for an interesting time. But in the end, beautiful.
That's totally awesome.
Had a blast.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah. Shit. We just talked for an hour and 20 minutes about that.
That's good. Let's go watch the rest of this football game.
I would love to.
Your boys are playing.
This is going great. I'm pretty happy to see the old R words getting spanked by my Bears.
Yeah.
But
A lot of time left.
I believe we did this last week too.
Yep.
We were up. I remember at one point somebody telling me on Sunday, they were like, your Bears were up like 21-7. Like, it's the third quarter. I was like, okay. And it wasn't until much later in the night. I was like, so how did it end up?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, devastation.
Oh, we set franchise records and still lost. What a kick in the balls.
Go Bears.
Yeah.
Go Bears. If you guys haven't had a chance to rate and review, please do so. We'd love to get the rates and reviews.
Yes.
Are you checking it right now?
Yeah, let's check it.
It's
been a few weeks since I checked it. I'm going to go with the assumption that we have not had any
Let's see.
rating and reviews.
If you haven't had a chance to reach out to us, insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. That's a real easy way to reach out to us if you have a topic. We do check it every week right before the show in case somebody had sent something out. We always like to check in on that.
No new reviews, not since August 24th. Folly TR1 hit us up.
These bitches. Well, Folly TR1's cool.
We're still sitting at a 4.9.
Damn right we are. If you do want to play in the golf tournament, seriously, reach out insidethepallethouse@gmail.com or just go to Windy Hill's website. Look up Windy Hill Sports Complex in Midlothian, Virginia. Find it, sign up, get together a team of 4, say you're playing for Inside the Pallet House. Have some beers, have some fun, and raise some money for some kids. We'd love to have you. If you want to be a grower in November for Mustaches for Kids, let us know. We'd be glad to have you on that train too. If you need a mortgage, head over to screendoormortgage.com. Mortgage rates are not great, so the least you could do is take care of the part of it being a hassle and allow Jimmy to take care of you. He has recovered from Ocean's Calling. I think he's in a good spot now. He's back to work, and he's ready to help. So reach out to Screen Door Mortgage. If you need a pair of sunglasses because you lost yours at Ocean's Calling, well, that's a common theme. But you can always head over to Nectar Sunglasses, drop Abacus in the coupon code, and you will get 20% off of what is already a fantastic price on good sunglasses. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. Read that last comment.
Damn right. A little butt kiss love.
Yep. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?